Navi's turn to ban.
Welcome back, everybody, here to your grand final of the ESL One European Qualifier. Navi going up against Team Empire, game number 2 of this best of 5, where Team Empire is currently 1 game up. Now, last game kind of swung a little bit like a pendulum. Almost fell off.
Yeah.
Well, at least for Empire it did, until Navi gave them a little bit of a gift back with that mid-push. Game number 2, it's a fresh slate, though. Sort of.
Yeah,
obviously you're 1 game behind in the best of 5,
which
isn't great.
You know what's weird is I was like,
10 seconds
I was siding with Navi, but I made it pretty clear that I wanted to be able to see game 1 before I really would feel confident about which team I'm going to be backing here. And I didn't feel confident about either one. That was the thing. It was just like,
well, I think up to you when Team Empire get 3 primary heroes caught off in the bottom lane to give Navi an opening, and then you're like, holy crap, Navi are actually gonna hit this perfect little sweet spot, and then they rush it by 1 minute for 1 item, and yeah, things get rough.
Yeah, but there was also some of the stuff before that, like the maybe that was just not really a Navi draft, but some of the things that I was pointing out, right? Like it's kind of like if you're a tier 1 team, you're naturally going to be doing these things, right? So it felt a little awkward to me that I almost had to explain this. But the situations where I'm like watching Navi and the smoke gank happens at bottom lane, right? And they get the Witch Doctor and they rotate the Sven out, but they never put pressure on the gyrocopter in return, right? Like that's just sort of like the way that Dota's happening right now. Is there's kind of these set like back and forth reactions, and maybe it was just like a little bit of the draft that Navi perhaps weren't comfortable with, so they didn't make those kind of more obvious plays. But for me, that was very much a warning sign. I was like, why isn't Navi doing like what is kind of like the mainstay right now of these top teams and the way they react in this meta? And so that was awkward. And then Empire obviously had that blunder. That Empire though as a whole looked like a better team. That they excluding that that being caught at bottom lane, everything else looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Right. They Aloha Dance was playing very well. FN was just farming away. Bonic made some good plays. Havost was Havost. He did Havost things.
Apart from that one moment.
Yeah, that was just so silly. It's so hard. Like, Avost plays fine the whole entire game, but he makes that one play, and it stands out so much in your mind that you're just like, you can't see anything else from him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that Empire they executed their lineup better as a whole, and I think that they look like the better team. Maybe Navi can get a different draft that's more to their favor that will change things for me. But again, the drafting process here is very different from what I've expected. Navi get the opportunity to have the first pick Invoker.
Team Empire's turn
Navi have first pick Invoker.
Yeah, they did.
And then Team Empire respond with Earth Spirit, Vengeful Spirit. That makes total sense to me, like 100%. And then they get the Wisp second pick. If I'm backing a team here for game number 2, just based off of the first 1-2, I'm definitely going Team Empire.
But
I feel like
this is what Seneko does every time he drops.
Mm-hmm.
Normally he'll actually pick the Wisp first. He won't even wait for the second one, because you're not going to have Team Empire block pick you the Invoker. Maybe if Resolution was still on the team, you'd consider that. But now that he's gone to now it's a little bit more uncertain about it, but Seneko keeps doing this where you pick up the Wisp, but you never understand where you want to go from there. Like, Empire ban out the Prophet because they understand that Didi Ra plays it safely, and they just play this dual global kind of horrible thing. I just,
Bands are kind of interesting. I really expected Navi. The Spirit Breaker, I think, is going to be a pretty constant 3-4 ban. The Lycan is also probably one of the more popular carry bans that you're going to be seeing in this matchup as well. I'm just not sure if I would have expected them to all start banning away mids away from Aloha Dance that they don't want to see. Just because of the fact that the Invoker, maybe it's because of the Wisp, and Seneko feels confident enough that his rotations will make sure that that the Invoker does well. But I would be worried I'm always worried about any mid that's facing up against Earth Spirit because of that initiation range and the problems that we talked about last night, right? It's not a hero that you can simply ward up for, right? It's not a bounty hunter. You can't just throw down a counter ward in the middle of the lane and see it coming. You can't just throw a good observer ward because Earth Spirit has so many, he has such long range, he has so many opportunities to make that kind of initiation.
Turn to pick.
Follow up Bat Rider. I'm not sure about this against a Wisp.
I'm not sure about this against a Wisp, but I'm also not quite sure about the Bane pickup as the next one. Because Bane getting a full duration ulti off with Earth Spirit on the field, or yes on the field, or even Bat Rider on the field, seems a little impossible. And he's not a quick counter to the Bat Rider. Like if you had something more like a Disruptor, for example, like that would work a lot. Especially not that great against a Bat Rider because you want to have the instant swap to break suit, but you'd have some kill potential.
He does synergize well with the Invoker though because you set up Sunstrikes, so you can have pure damage on top of pure damage. You sleep into a brain sap, and that's really scary. He's also a really strong dual lane hero. I'm going to be with you on that though. I'm not sure if it's really the right hero, but he is strong synergistically within Navi's lineup. You know you're probably going to be running dual lanes because you have a Wisp. You need another dual lane support. Bane's one of the best. And he is a hero that can respond to Bat Rider's initiation decently. Not amazingly like Vengeful Spirit would, or perhaps like Oracle or something like that, but did need more of an offensive controlling hero when you are running a Wisp, right? That doesn't offer any disables. I still like Empire's lineup though. Even picking Bat Rider into a Wisp is still fine if you look at the synergy of Team Empire's lineup. I think they've got a very good mix of aggression and pickoff that is going to start at the laning phase and lead into mid-game pickoffs by the Bat Rider. The carry is... Okay, I was going to say it's going to tell us the most about what Team Empire is going to be doing here. Their mid can be kind of like any mid that can go up and still work. The difference was going to be if Team Empire were going to run... In my head, it was like Sven or Spectre, right? The Spectre was still on the pool. You usually want to 5th pick that, but it's also usually going to be 5th pick banned. So maybe you jump the gun and you get Spectre. Because they had so much pickoff potential, Spectre would work really well with heroes like Earth Spirit and Bat Rider. The hold is significantly strong when you're pulling enemies away from a team, and then you have the Spectre, who with her desolate damage is able to right-click that hero while it's separated from everyone. It's really good synergy, and any pickoff hero is going to be working great with Spectre. So it naturally allows her to make that progression from that aggressive build that we see straight into the more later game dominant Spectre. But Sven is a different kind of playstyle. It's more farm oriented. It's actually a little bit less ganky than Spectre is early on because of the way we play Spectres nowadays. It's more farmy early, but it's more dominant in the mid game. It's more of like, give me that high ground 35-minute push and you're out sort of thing. And it does, again, pair well with the Bat Rider. Any sort of strong disables work well with the Sven, where you can just lay into a hero.
I'm wondering who plays one on top of Team Empire. Also, we've gotten comfortable with him playing that offlane now, but when you got a player like Funnick on your team, who is like an amazingly good Bat Rider, do you want to switch a Vorce into Earth Spirit or into Vengeful Spirit?
I'm pretty sure no, because you've got because the thing with Hovos would have to play the Vengeful Spirit, because Snowfear is playing the Earth Spirit, like 100%. So in that case. Yeah, I think you just have to trust.
But then you'd end up running like this dual off-lane kind of thing that they used to. Because that's like when Team Empire first had Havorce join him, they would run this dual off-lane where Havorce would take like Spirit Breaker or Tusker, and that was it. Like there were his only 2 heroes, and he would farm up the bottom lane originally, and then just start rotating, and then Funnick would rotate, and he would take off the off-lane and farm that up. So I'm wondering if they go back to that kind of style.
Remember how our series went yesterday in the Americas, where we had complexity drafting these really aggressive push lineups, and exploiting the weaknesses of Elite Wolves. And Elite Wolves over time started adjusting to it. They just didn't, they just didn't do it fast enough, nor did they do it well enough. Kind of feel like I'm almost watching the same series in a way, where I think Na'Vi are drafting a bit too much late game again, and they're not going to be prepared when the timing's hit for Team Empire. And they're not going to be able to defend this because you've got Invoker and Spectre. You don't have any playmakers within your support pool either. You already know the Team Empire are going to be hitting hard early on with your Spirit and Vengeful, two strong roamers. They're going to hit that 15-minute marker really well with the Batrider. And then if they have a tempo controlling mid, which I'm thinking like Puck, Lina, Queen of Pain it is, like then they're going to hit their 20-minute marker really strong. And then Sven's going to come into play with his Helmet Dominator strat. And you can't really interrupt that because Na'Vi do not have a hero that actually aggressively is going to take control of the game and make sure you can't take those ancient stacks. So then Sven's going to hit his timing really well at 25 minutes, potentially 30, 35 minutes, depending on what kind of build we see from him. And it's just like boom, 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 boom. I feel like really well-rounded aggression all the way through the stages, starting at 5 minutes, or even like 2 minutes, just because Earth Spirit's baller. Well, literally and figuratively. So starting from 2 minutes, going to 35 minutes, and ending the game by 40 at the latest. I feel good. And Navi's lineup, it's a little disjointed. I see some of these heroes that, yeah, they can be good mid to late game. You know, I see a little bit of synergy like Bane Sunstrike, and then you have the Spectre ultimate and stuff. But that's like a one-time deal.
Yeah, you see more of a solid plan with an objective to win from Team Empire. But this is something Havors also gave us during our semi-finals yesterday. You saw him play, you saw the draft come out, and you almost felt like he drafted the enemy into a corner where he knew his timing and they wouldn't be able to reach it. Okay, you're not going to push me in the first 20 minutes. We're going to draft Greedy. We're going to pick up the Doombringer. We're going to draft up the Medusa. We're going to punish you because we know what you're going to do, when you're going to do it. So we'll just capitalize until that time when we can just win the game. And this game, like, it's like they've got push power, they've got pick power, they've got everything. It's really nice from Avos. Props to his drafting.
Yeah, I like the weird stuff that they were doing yesterday, and it wasn't that much weird stuff. It was just like the last pick. It always made sense in a way. It always made sense. It was just like different than what we expected out of this patch, right? The last pick Doom from the offlane position, and then the last pick Dusa when you had I think no other ranged carries to really fall back on. Right? Gyrocopter was banned, so something to go with the Faceless Void. It made sense. It was just like, oh, didn't really expect that. That's kind of a curveball.
Boss is too late for this. And because of the speed of his time, like if he waited a little bit longer, that would have actually revealed, like it may have actually added some questions to Na'Vi if he went a little bit further west to plant down the ward.
If they give it to, are they going to give it to Dendi? Because they definitely have counter. Yeah, they have counter.
Yeah. So Seneca's bringing it over right now. Yeah, they're definitely doing it. Like
they're picking the wrong spot.
They thought he placed it up further.
Yeah, they thought they did it in this box area where you counter out the pull. They'll find it eventually, right?
Yeah.
They do give it to Dendi, so it's going to be a level 2 Dendi once again.
Terribly minimal damage.
Not too much that Havos can do about that. The early TPs out are always like a havoc for offlaners to play around. Once upon a time, we saw an escalation, right? Where supports would TP out, and then offlaners would also TP out, and you'd have this weird, like...
Happening again? He's not a Wyvern this time around, he's a Wisp.
I mean, he's got to be going for the Courier, nothing else.
That's why the Observer Ward's there.
Yeah.
And the Courier's on its way. And he'll be able to tether down to Dendi, and because No Fear's gone far enough away, he's going to have to get the Courier when it goes back.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too much because you're expecting No Fear to engage.
Easier for him to hit the timing and judging it.
Right, here he goes. Courier. He's lost vision. He's lost vision of the Courier.
And now Seneco's in trouble. Tether home.
He wants to.
E.T., go home.
Dendi's just close enough for it. But now No Fear's going to ball himself forward. But they don't have any kind of follow-up. In fact, No Fear's going to get call stamped up by Dendi. Not really that much damage being taken by the Earth Spirit. And they keep the Courier alive more than anything else. That's the big...
Yeah, that was definitely fine. That roll in, like, maybe hits Seneco and he guarantees the kill. If not, he hits Dendi, and they still get just as much damage on Dendi.
Even with the brain sap, okay, he drops down to 51 life. Now starts regenerating on the tangos.
Did they sunstrike him?
Nope.
No, they didn't. Oh, wow. So that bit of aggression may have actually saved Pavost in a way, right? Because he had to go for the cold snap and such, so...
He had Invoke available. He just would have had to like deny his own Forge Spirit if he did. Actually, no, he would have just lost Cold Snap.
This is a good lane. Like, Bane is not the easiest support to really bully out because he has this long duration disable. But it's still a dual lane, and they can definitely just take out Navi.
Wait for the timing for this. There's your brain snap. There's stick charges available for Bane. They might be feeling a little bit too overconfident, but that's very far from no fear. Earth Spirit will take the first kill. The revenge instantly comes there from Didira, and a Vorsa retreat out. He's got no Firefly because he doesn't have level 2 yet.
Yeah, I was saying, let's really point that out though. The only reason that fight was so goddamn close was because Hobos did not have a secondary ability to work with sticky napalm. Now that he does, like this dual lane is just not going to work. Spectre is really bad at dealing with Bat Riders because they're so in your face and aggressive early, and Spectre lacks very much laning phase presence.
No Fear is chasing after Snako. The courier came in with the bottle. And Snako's got the ability. Wait, there's a tether. There's a tether top. Oh wow, the tether will come in. Snako! He gets killed off by the Satis. Now, Arstar can start with a Nightmare. No Fear. He'll actually ball himself away in time. So you'd have to follow up potential like a higher level up Sunstrike. But notice that Denny went for the second point up in Quas, over going the second point up in Exort. A little bit more defensive for him in that mid lane.
Yeah, and more power out of Cold Snap as well. And that's like your main damaging ability. You really want to put pressure on. It looks like they're not going to rely as much on Sunstrike and just more on forcing out FN. I think that's the right play though. This weird dual lane action in mid.
Global smiles.
Nyx Assassin, I guess, his lane is really difficult. Right? When you compare the laning phase presence, like Sven brings his own stun to the table, he hits really hard, he gives you extra movement speed as well. So I understand why Nyx Assassin is mid. They want to be able to put a lot of pressure on this tempo controller of the Queen of Pain.
Doing a bad job. The issue is just the fact that Sven gets so much space because of this. And General's level 6 gets delayed, and the Invoker's level progression also isn't that terrific.
Yeah.
Like, Invokers normally go ahead of minus because just the basic levels you get from being in a lane aren't enough. So you need to have an extra increase somehow.
Yeah, I think a better way to put it is that not necessarily that the Sven gets total free space, because he's going to get pretty much every single CS he has anyway. It's just the most safe play from General to make sure he doesn't feed the Sven any extra, right? So this means it's not as fast of a... Oh, haste is picked up. General's actually in big trouble now. He does not have Spike Carapace. He's dead, I think. Oh, FN, he's got to play this better.
Can't survive.
He still has his blink. He can still jump forward and go for it.
There's still Fairy Fire.
Yeah.
Okay, he'll blink and find the kill.
Oh, I almost missed
Dendi can't stop it. Also on bottom lane while all that was going on was No Fear playing with both Seneko as well as Artstyle. They were battling for the bottom room with the Nightmare set up. If Dendi wasn't actually distracted by that, level 2 Sunstrike would have been enough just to put No Fear over the edge. And they would have had a kill on bottom lane.
So they're going to try and go on a Vost here. He has Tranquil Boots, but they can't actually kill him now that they have Phase Boots on Spectre.
Ooh, Nightmare. Do we finally get a Sunstrike? There's the first one of the game. It'll hit a Force with the Brain Step. There's a lot of burst damage, and the Whisperers are in perfect positions. Find the kill on the Bat Rider, and that is now the second kill for Didira. So this Spectre is going to have a decent time. What are we actually looking net worth-wise?
If I'm honest, I don't think that's how you, I don't think that's how you play Bat Rider, though. If you get initiated on, you don't have sticky napalm stacks already on the enemy, then they can freely run at you and run underneath your Firefly. The danger of going up against a Bat Rider is how you constantly throw out these sticky napalms, and when you try and go on him, he Fireflies, and you have to run into that with sticky napalm already on you, and you're slowed down as well.
So you're saying you want to have more of a an active lane presence, not just a hide in the corner like a Tide Hunter.
Yeah, exactly. I think hiding in the side is actually a dangerous play.
The ball forward. General's going to get the double stun. He actually gets the Fairy Fire just spawned in the courier, but it just means Lohar Dance has to come in and muscle him out with the Storm Bolt.
Still no Spike Carapace. I don't think it would have saved him, but it's just kind of interesting. This is more of a build for harassing mid than anything else, obviously.
No fear. You want to wait for this? I'll snap the Wisp Spirits as well. Okay, he can't ball away properly. Okay, now there's mana, but only just at attack.
Oh no!
It actually followed him. Followed all the way up.
He played that right though. I think many other Earth Spirits would have kind of freaked out and tried oh, roll away, but the Cold Snap just would have destroyed you. You wouldn't have gotten anywhere. So he did the right play, turning around and kicking, and almost survived because of it. But Because of that, Invoker does hit his level 6. FN's still doing fine though. He's going to be behind in CS, but that's to be expected with how much pressure he's facing. The big reveal of the Queen of Pain is those first couple of rotations, where you definitely have a lot more impact than the Invoker's Sunstrike.
Arstal saw that movement of Funnick, realizing the stack's about to happen, so if Arstal plays this properly, like, he can just Nightmare, now you get a Sunstrike,
He doesn't have Brain Sap though.
No, he doesn't, he's short the mana for it,
but
the Spectre's gonna haunt himself in.
I didn't realize
Does he reality to any other lane? No, he doesn't.
He just wants to run back to mid.
To reveal the fact that a Vorce is getting ready to his stack. Spectre Illusion did haunt up to there.
Yeah, they're doing a better job than I expected of keeping Ancients from being farmed. Of course, we only just now got the Helmet Dominator, so yeah. Different story now. They should really ward up that camp though. They should not, because they can't really like contest it as much as what they just displayed.
Yeah. Shutting that camp down means that Empire they lose a huge portion of income. If Vorce just went in and took out the stacks inside the Dire Jungle, which means Aloha Dance had nothing when he rotated over. So
I'm sorry, I'm just like the CS?
Yeah.
How did Sven have so much CS? He's got to be farming neutrals, right?
Yeah, that was it. He was always moving over to the side camps.
Jesus.
He also just took out like he had a small stack of his own.
Yeah. It's kind of to be expected when the offlaner leaves lane. Your supports need to be doing something.
No fear. With a tether forward, you got the Wisp Spirits from Sineko, and Aya's gonna get the kill. That's easy pick off on an offlane Earth Spirit.
How is his roaming Wisp being so successful? He's 2-1-2.
Look at the scribbles. That's actually coming out right now.
That's frustration from No Fear. He's like, how the hell? Why is this happening? Why is Wisp out roaming an Earth Spirit right now? That should not be happening.
Well, FN's coming for his rotation. Now, if does he? No, he doesn't. He didn't see art style. He'll blink back into the lane. He was obviously hiding inside the Invis rune. But now Diddy Runs also moved to the mid lane, so Snako starting his rotation. The Whisperers will mostly... Okay, only one of them connects on FN.
I wonder why. His lane is in a fine position
Asta, what are you doing?
to farm. I don't know, he's dead though.
Oh!
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, you don't wanna mess around with a Bane. When you're like 2v1, because it's such an awkward, like, he sleeps one, then the Wisp comes in, starts tethering.
Yeah, but he also he took damage from the Ancients beforehand. But that's what I wasn't so certain about, and you had to assume there's going to be some level of Dire Observe Ward around that bottom river. Watching your movement. General's about to make a play for top lane. No Fear wants to come out a little bit further. There's no Dire Observe
Here comes
Ward
the
there.
scribbles. It's like, not again.
Hang out, like, you can see him.
The Wisp is going to be here too.
No Fear, at least he's got time. Like, General's halfway through his ultimate. Aloha Dance sees Art Style, and No Fear's actually rotating over. He observed Ward, so they definitely see No Fear, but...
I think they also saw the warding place though.
Yeah.
Pinged it out.
Yeah, it's a ping from No Fear to stand on top of the ward spot.
They should have TPs ready, so a dive at this point in time would be a bad play.
They smoked. Ponic is
Yeah,
so
this is a
close,
much better
he
play,
throws down
actually.
the Observer Ward, and while with the extra bit of movement speed Snako gave him, the Sunstrike's gonna kick in, Ponic, the stun, the Nightmare, Bane just did it to himself, but still the Vengeful Spirit goes down.
Oh, that was pretty smart. Like, they obviously can't dive the Earth Spirit because the warning is already there from Empire and they're going to successfully TP in. Smoke can catch something in the jungle because they're so reliant on TPs right now. Team Empire wouldn't be able to rotate fast enough to save them. So if they caught the Sven, if they caught the Vincere, no matter who they caught, it was a dead hero.
They still haven't stopped this stacking from happening. Like, this is a huge stack for Aloha. He is by far the highest net worth on the field. The stack fails this time around, but it doesn't really matter if you're Aloha right now. He's got 2.1k gold. You're asking for early Blink Daggers before on this event. He's going to have the money to get one now at the same time that a Vorce finishes here. So 11-minute Blink Dagger for a Vorce, as well as Aloha Dance. Now Na'Vi can be initiated on by Empire.
It's a bit of a shame because they, because the successful roaming from the Wisp, he does already have level 6, so there is the opportunity to counter.
Oh, General. Sun strikes, VS, gonna swap him back out again. There's no follow-up on top of Funnick, and No Fear goes for the kick. General getting caught out, silence, the Sonic Wave hits again. General, he survives! The Spy Carrier's blocked just enough damage. The 6 actually repaired a lot of the damage as well, as Diddy Ra jumps through the tree line. The VS will be sniped out, even if the dagger can't hit him directly. 2 heroes down for Empire. What a lucky duck, General.
That was nicely played by Na'Vi. I like the way that they're being like a lot more aggressive than they were last game. They let Empire take control of the game too much, and it almost seems to be catching Empire off guard. Like, their Earth Spirit, the reason I said that they're like aggression from 2 minutes, their Earth Spirit is expected to do a lot better.
Blink Lasso, he's going on the Bane. Snakeo's got no saving grace right now apart from the bottles. That's going to be enough until this done from a Aloha dance. No God strength, but the cleave damage actually forcing Snako back into the Firefly, but Aloha's damage was enough to find that end kill. And then the double stun, it arrives. Arsenal still going to drop Aloha dance, swap out to safety. Diddy Ra can't get close enough to a target to finish the job until this dagger will fly, allowing to move up. No fear! He comes in, a big bag of It's a triple kill for the Queen of Pain, however, but most of the work done by No Fear. Denny's on the run out of here. Where's your kick? Not going to come, but Denny's still going to die anyway. That's a real ability, and that is Na'Vi getting wiped in the same position they lost game 1.
Oh, Na'Vi were doing good, playing aggressive at the right times, but they needed to know their aggression needed to stop. Because of the fact that the Sven and the Batrider were getting so much space, they were about to come online. I said 15 minutes for the Batrider just because, you know, it's a really safe call, no matter what. Guaranteed 15 minutes he comes online, but you should expect it by probably 11 to 13. And sure enough, like, I think 11 minutes he picked up his Blink Dagger, 12 minutes they started making some rotations. They were a little bit slow and lost the last fight, but it was just so greedy by Na'Vi to continue to play the same way despite Empire hitting their timings. And now they pretty much like, what this does is it undoes everything good that Na'Vi were doing in the first bit of the game. They were kind of staying ahead of the stacks in a way, because they were setting the tempo of the game and getting these pickoffs. They were essentially making it so Empire would look really top-heavy, with the Sven being super far ahead in net worth, but everyone else being poor. And that's okay, right? That's completely fine, because you can just play around kiting the Sven. But they just gave back a lot of golden experience to Empire. In fact, the Queen of Pain's almost tied up with Dendy again.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They may lose a little bit more. Empire coming in for a gank, and they see Diddy Ra. Vavos just needs to lasso him. He actually walks past his target. The Stormbolt will fly, and now they'll lasso. So Diddy Ra, there's no escaping from this one. Again, No Fear is the one to take the last hit. As it makes up for the 2 heals tonight before Funnick, a perfect stun. R-Style, he's going to brain up to get a little bit of life back right now. He can Nightmare Havors and buy a little bit of room for him to breathe, but he actually Nightmares over on Funnick. He's still dead anyway. No Fear will get a double kill. In the meantime, Queen of Pain's mega kill streak was ended by Dendy on the bottom lane.
Yeah, that was a nice play. They kind of set that up. That's why Bane was trying to TP bottom. He was trying to get a Fiend's Grip on the Queen of Pain. But it was a good play by Snako. The blink back from the Queen of Pain was successful, but then he just paired the blink with a relocate, and they still caught him. It's like, No Fear. Oh, that's so close. The General might still get it, though. Oh, no. That's diving.
Reality in. The Sunstrike was going to take that anyway.
Yeah.
Something back. Is this the point, too? Because it's funny because of, like, Empire are in a similar position in that game early tonight when they played We Play, where it was Diddy Ra who was playing the Spectre in that game. And they were definitely falling behind. You weren't quite certain if they could bring it back, and then the Spectre just came online. Is this something now that Empire should be giving more respect to? And they trying to find the Spectre? He's 3-1-4. Like, his progression isn't that terrible for 15 minutes in. Obviously, it could be better with an extra 3,000 gold that Aloha Dance has, but
what was that game? Because
it was the We Play game.
Okay.
It was the We Play game just before. So it was Rocks versus Empire.
I can't remember. This is definitely a different scenario though, because the Spectre isn't going to like come online at a very obvious point in time. It's in fact your obvious point in time was when you had, surprisingly there's no Urn, but when you had like Urn
with Vendetta, the stuns, they have enough damage. Art Style still got Brain Sap and Nightmare. He actually nightmares himself, but that just means No Fear's gonna play both push and pull on his rocks. And get a revenge kill.
Yeah, they need to try and take the tower though, because the trade up by itself wasn't really worth it.
General's also stuck here. He doesn't have a TP scroll, is flying out in the courier. Yep.
Under attack.
But he doesn't have Vendetta. So potentially he can delay the push, but then you're gonna get hit, you're gonna get rocked, No Fear commits the Magnetize, and you can say goodbye to General.
Yeah, they have a lot of stuns, and they have his silence as well. I'm not sure why he played so, like, so much authority.
If he waited half a second, Mana would be back off cooldown, but did he run to get the top tower? Now No Fear. Oh, he doesn't ball too far away. So Spectre gets the last hit on the top tower. Actually, no, it's just taken by the Radiance, doesn't get the extra cash for that. But they still, at the end of the day, so if you think about the trade-off, like, okay, it was a 1-for-1 initially, and then Nyx kind of had himself a little bit, so that wasn't terrific. But you still got an extra tower in favor of Na'Vi. And you're getting more space for Snaker to play around the mid lane. Then he's getting involved in more kills and buying more time for his farm. He actually buys a Blink Dagger now for his Invoker.
These are pretty minor things though, I think, to the like full flow, ebb and flow of this game. The important part is now when Empire are going to have BKB on Sven and soon BKB on FN as well. And these are going to be fights that Na'Vi can't win.
I agree with you that like they can't win it in their current state. Just keep giving more and more money in.
Yeah, Empire definitely need to kind of stem the flow because they're just bleeding out too much right now to Na'Vi. Because if they just like play a little bit more passive, they hit their timings of double BKBs and they 5-man into these towers. They take them one after another because Na'Vi can't fight double BKBs like that. Nor can they really survive the pushes because Sven is a great pushing hero.
Well,
this is going to be that fight though.
The swap, Ra, how much can you survive? Is the Wisp going to be that help from off currently? No, he's still halfway up the river. Dandy did manage to kill off the VS in the middle of all that, but you don't want to trade your #1 position for what is the 5th position of Empire. Unless you can get some kind of revenge. R-Style moving in on No Fear. That stun just lasts forever. But Aloha Dance wants to come in. He's running out of his gold spring, so a lot of this damage is disappearing. And Avors gets brain zapped down. He got caught because he 5-flied in. And obviously Spy Carapace is one of the easiest stuns you can ever get on a Batrider.
This is miscommunication through and through. FN's going, guys, I just need a minute for my BKB. Just wait. And the initial fight, like, was good. Unfortunately, he used his BKB. It would have been perfect if they don't use the BKB and they kill the Spectre. Like, boom, it's over. Like, you've defended your tower. Now just wait for the BKB on FN. But they still try to, like, posture like they could keep going, despite BKB being used there already, and despite the fact they didn't have FN. Empire, this is, like, the same kind of sloppiness that we saw from them that gave away so much gold to Na'Vi in game #1.
So is that when we start asking the question, what's the critical items that Na'Vi is now going to get that they should not fight before they get? Like the Aghanim is coming over on Dendi. Spectre looks like he's going in for Amanda style, so it's kind of a slow progression item anyway. You're going to get a kill over
Aloha Dance. What the hell?
That's big. Ain't able to actually get that one, and then he's going in further with a blink forward, the cold snap on No Fear. Need a little bit more of a follow-up. He goes for the kick, but No Fear balls away. But well, the power of the balls is too strong for Wisp.
What is happening? Na'Vi are just playing like such fast tempo, and like Empire just like, you know when somebody shoves you and you kind of like, you stumble backwards, but if they keep shoving you over, you can never gain your feet again, right? Yep. You're just kind of like constantly stumbling backwards. It just seems like what's happening. Empire just keep getting hit over and over and over again. Like they just need to like sit in base until all their heroes are up and go for one of those 5-man smokes or something.
They're coming to contest Roshan. Like Havors could go for a play here. What's his timing on? His 5-fire down for 14 seconds. No, they can't do this. Like Funny could wave. Like he's already waved for Terran. Sunstrike's having a look around. The flame break doesn't stop anything. Roshan belongs to Na'Vi. Aegis Immortal into the hands of the Spectre, and now Dira's got a lot safer time farming up.
You give away like when you have more of the early game and the pushing and those sort of things, and you give away Roshan, it's like you close. It's like you shut down your window by like 5 minutes. You know, because this is now 5 minutes where they shouldn't really fight Na'Vi because they have Aegis on Spectre. It's just an unnecessary risk. So 5 minutes this game is going to draw out without Empire really convincingly take objectives. And if they do, it's going to be at a risk, a healthy risk.
They're coming in a fight. Like, they're going to fight into an Aegis team.
I mean, that's fine. They're going for a
Radiant's
5-man
middle
smoke,
tower
so
is
it's
under
probably
attack.
going to be led into a pickoff.
They're looking to bottom lane. They're looking towards City Ra, but General's coming over. Detection.
They've got a gem. They've got a gem.
Okay, they got a gem over an FN. So they'll see General, but now they split their fight up. So they already start the last two on Diddy Ra. That's the primary target here. They burn the Aegis to the Immortal. With all 5 players here, there is no ability just to haunt yourself away to safety. Question is, can they... Yeah, okay, there is no question. Diddy Ra is most definitely dead. Then he came in to help, but now Seneko, who was the relocate, pulling him in, and Na'Vi. Now it's their turn to overextend. Dendi will die. They lose 3 heroes. General was the one. They saw everything. They knew everything that Empire was going to throw at them, yet they still decided to actually relocate the Invoker in. It made it a 4v5 without the Bane.
Radiant's bottom
That was definitely a
tower
bad
is
fight,
under
but it's
attack.
not a fight I'm really going to criticize Na'Vi over. I mean, it's a Spectre Aegis, like, you're naturally going to try and defend that. General was the one person who was like, nah, homies, that ain't my fight. I'm leaving.
If he had like a setup stun, it would have been great. But because of FN's positioning, like he always saw where General was.
Yeah.
So he could never put himself in that kind of position. With the double stun, yeah, I agree with you. Like that relocate him with Dendi, it could have made a world of difference. But
I like what Empire are doing though. Like I was really gonna back FN on buying the gem. That was such a smart play. It was so obvious that they were just getting shoved back time and time again, and they needed something to really get control. And a 5-man smoke with a gem is exactly that sort of thing. And plus, they happen to get the Aegis hero, Spectre, who, unfortunately there, is not going to be very good at responding on life number 2. So...
Look at this visionary too from Team Empire. They drop an Observer and Sentry Ward before they left down in the Radiant jungle. So they'll see if the Nyx Assassin tries to aggressively move over into the Radiant jungle, and then they put another one near the bottom rune area. And this actually was going to be like, if General came up to try and contest up against the pulling, look towards the Secret Shop, go towards the Ancients, I think that'll also be scouted out. So now Empire know what's happening on the eastern part of this map. The only dark spot for them is inside their own jungle.
Yeah, it's really good to see that Empire... they remember how to play against these Invis heroes. It's always important to couple your wards. Always throw a counter ward with a regular ward. Oh, General?
Wow. Okay, yeah, that's a real range. Kick's gonna come into the fast tile. He's gonna have a little bit of help though with the relocate save. Doesn't go very far, however, just up a little bit further onto the hillside. As Dire Side will plant down the Observe ward. General already uses the Spine Carapace now. Is he considering the jump in? Seneko moves forward, but the silence is perfect, so Seneko can't tether himself away to safety. It's like Navi's not sure if they want to fight. They're going to be forced to as Dendi swapped up to the high ground, and they've got enough damage there to give FN a double kill. General's going to keep his work going, but Spine Carapace can't protect him long enough. A big FN hit. Triple kill for the Queen of Pain. They want to follow in a little bit deeper, but everyone else is bailed out of there.
I mean, it wasn't a bad idea, but this is why Na'Vi can't fight in double BKBs. Did you see that combo from Dendi? That was so smart. Blinks in at the last second where the relocate's going to go back. He hits 2 with the Tornado, 2 with the Meatball, but all they do is pop BKB. If he hits the perfect deafening blast, then he actually kind of destroys those 2 cores. Probably doesn't kill either one, but at least cripples them that perhaps they can't force the fight. But that being said, Empire did get off both their BKBs. They were able to turn and fight, and they dominated the fight quite handedly. Na'Vi were just they played around saving a wisp when, again, I don't think the risk-reward ratio is like really correct there. I mean, yeah, if you somehow save your wisp and fight that one out, and you actually come away with decent blow for blow, you've extended the game. Right, and that's good. That's good for Na'Vi. But I think it's just so much better for you to sit back and farm at this point in time when Empire at their peak. Oh, nice swap!
Sonic hit that timing perfectly, saving a Vorsas there, and General's gonna go down for it. He doesn't even have an Ether Lens. That's just a level 2 swap.
Now it's going to be even worse if they can actually complete a BKB for the Bat Rider as well. Their 3rd core picking up that magic immunity item, meaning that they have to be able to respond with Fiend Script or a relocate out to every single Bat Rider jump. Or they could respond to with a Tornado, a Blink Tornado, or even just a Nyx Assassin by Carapace blink in. Like that, he's actually so good. Because all you do is pop Spike Carapace, you blink into the fire, Bat Rider's going to be stunned, setting up your Impale, and he doesn't really get away at all. But BKB will definitely make a very big difference. Na'Vi are still okay in this game. They're just losing a lot of ground that they had gained earlier. And it's still, the impetus is still on Empire to be the ones pushing forward and everything else. They're playing this Sven decently farmy though. And it's definitely paying dividends, right? If you look at his net worth, he's way ahead of anybody else. Nobody can challenge the Sven right now. He's got a completed Daedalus. He practically one-shot some of these supports.
If they keep having control of the map, then Empire just keeps stacking up, and then the amount of farm that he can get is limitless.
Yeah, so they really got to play for more of the late game where they have Force Staffs and Ghost Scepters on some of their utility heroes, and then where the Spectre, who will never probably really be able to challenge the Sven. You've gotten to that point where even late game, the Spectre is not going to be very good at challenging Sven.
It's like, what do you even itemize it? Like, challenge him.
You don't think about him.
Sunstride's coming in. Nice stun, keeps Aloha down, out of the fight, allowing it Na'Vi to kill off No Fear. As Diddy Raj jumping around these illusions. Vost moves over to Artstyle. It's a long turnaround thanks to that sticky napalm. It'll end up being a 1-for-1 trade-off. Commit the haunt, but at least shows that Na'Vi can start initiation. They just can't finish the.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I was going to talk about. As Spectre, you don't think about. In fact, that's usually the playstyle of Spectres in general. You don't think about the enemy carries. You nice pick off.
They relocated in for that one.
Yeah, that was good.
But it was a Dendi Sunstrike that actually stole the kill from him. It's all for the greater good.
You disable the back line, right? You use your Manta Diffusal Blade to be able to go for the supports at the back. Supports typically do not have very good responding items to that. If they, like, Ghost Scepters don't save you. Veil or Glimmer Cape is actually probably one of the better items, but... Ooh, Dendi?
He's trying to go for the solo. There was no following blast, though.
Yeah, he didn't, maybe Invoke was on cooldown, or maybe he wasn't... I mean, I can't say those words actually.
He's gonna nag at himself.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, that's. But what's the other option? He wasn't fast enough to be able to invoke Deafening Blast.
Yeah, this is Dendi.
Yeah, this is Dendi. You can't say those words. There's still a YouTube video on Join Dota's YouTube channel where Dendi's just playing around with Invoker, and it's a camera on his fingers on the keyboard.
Yeah, I love the #1 comment on that video at all times. I can't say it on stream because it's too inappropriate. But if you haven't seen it, go check it out.
So they're still holding on to this gem though. That was part of the reason that pickoff would have been big. They take the gem out of the hands of Team Empire.
Top lane, No Fear. General can't get any closer because if he moves closer, No Fear sees him underneath the tower. So the kick comes, and he still gets a Sunstrike, and they relocate in on this one, bringing Diddy Ra. Empire wasn't ready to fight, but Aloha Dance on his way. His Blink Dagger is on cooldown for the moment, but he'll still get the Stormbolt on the spec, but Snake's going to relocate him out in 1 second time. Couldn't interrupt it. They chase after General, but General has just gone bush.
You were going to go for the... What? You're going to go for the Spectre Wisp combo. Why don't you pop God Strength and BKB before you go in and blow up the Wisp before you can relocate back out?
He might have thought he didn't have the kill because his Blink Dagger was on cooldown, but now is the time for Dendi. Tornadoes on 3 heroes. He needs some space. The swap back's going to make it difficult. He's trying to make a break for the Ice Wall. Cannot get there in time. So Dendi's down for 66 seconds. Arstar just scouted out the Roshan's alive.
And this is Empire's like big opening.
They're pinging for bottom lane. They want to kill a Vost off. A straight Fiend Strip, and then reality in from Diddy Ra. And a Vost has got nowhere to go apart from down. Like, he tries to force stuff away at the last moment, but the Brain Step does the work. So without Vost, maybe Empire don't feel as confident to take Roshan. But then again, you now got a fresh Moonshot over on Aloha Dance.
It's both like well played by Na'Vi, and it's also Empire. Like
are they coming over?
Na'Vi keep finding all these openings, but
no Spectral Haunt. So they could do this. The dagger's gonna fly in, so if they want to do it, Punish coming in so close. Queen of Pain gets the Aegis the model. She blinks forward, looking for the target. Diddy Ra, he can't be pulled back down again. He just keeps running out of there, protected moment by the Invis of the Glimmer Cape, but then again, not really. The Sonic Wave, it just blasts over the top of him.
Why would you go for, it's fine if they take Aegis. You just gotta pick off. Like, it's fine. Just, like, split push up the top lane. Yeah, do what they're doing right now. That's actually literally what would have been the most appropriate response to Fire taking Aegis. Relocate to the top lane for who the hell cares? Like, take a tier 2 tower. You can't contest, like, every advantage that Empire is going to gain. Right? You just have to kind of hit them at, side to side. And that's what they've been doing all game. They've been doing it really well. You just gotta keep hitting them in these moments and find these pickoffs and get Spectre more and more kills until it all comes to an accumulation where Team Empire have to 5-man down the middle lane and try and go high ground, and you finally reach your nirvana where you've gotten just enough farm to be able to defend.
Patience, General. Patience.
Oh, I love this build, by the way, from Aloha Dance. The Moon Shard after Daedalus. Your DPS goes off the charts. Because that's the one thing that Sven was missing before. Attack speed. And
well, normally you repair that like by going for something like an Assault Cuirass, right?
Yeah, this is literally like the better version of AC offensively.
Style. Wave of Terror from Flonic. Sees him. He had a gander. They go for the sun and Narstyle's dead. No way Na'Vi can try and save him there. 46-second window. Buyback is available, however.
Look at this, he actually one-shot a creep wave. And that's with double damage, not God Strength.
Mid tower is going to come under huge amounts of siege.
Middle tower has fallen.
Dandy at least got the Octarine call for this fight. Buyback's available. General goes to the stun. They just try and waste the time with this event. Being sent up in the air by the tornado. At least they wasted a quarter of his God Strength, but there's still another 3/4 left. Did you wrong? He actually going to go out? Daggers are there, deafening blast as well from Dendy, but a huge kick, and then with a ball in! An ultra kill for Aloha! Man just cleans him a new one! The cavity has been ripped wide open, and now the melee racks will die. It's a triple buyback from Na'Vi. They go again now for the Meteorite. The Spectra, Haunt, he's looking for a target. Funny gets the primary one. Nofi is pretty low, so D-Raj jumps forward to that one. He's pretty close, actually just a reflection, helping to kill Phonic. Aloha Dance, he's low on life with the Wisp Spirit being body blocked there by FN, so Aloha can escape on 26. 1 second to Blink Dagger. He's away, but the Urn charges on him. He's going to try and deny himself, but he cannot do it. Senego takes 1,743 bucks from killing off the bloody Sven. Oh, roll it like Scrooge McDuck.
Holy cow.
But that's a big exit fight. They still lost so much, however. They had to use so many buybacks. It was 4 in total. The only one that didn't do it was General. They'll get a tier 2 tower on the bottom lane, but even after that fight, even after the chase, they've still got buyback penalty on the heroes.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty unfortunate that they can't force anything out of this because they don't have good high ground heroes, right?
Yep.
Invoker is literally their best hero with Forge Spirits and Exort.
If he had a Necro book, then maybe it'll be more possible, but you're right. It's just
so
no
because they don't have good high ground heroes, they can't truly punish Team Empire. So Team Empire don't actually lose anything. Like, yeah, they gave some gold back by dying, but they forced so many buybacks that it's all good. Plus, the Wisp was the one who took the godlike spree. Like, who the hell cares? Like, oh no, he's gonna get I don't even know, what is he gonna get? Guardian Greaves, Ghost Scepter.
Greaves would make the most sense. They still actually Yeah, Greaves makes the most sense.
I mean, Ghost Scepter is still really good.
Ghost Scepter's not going to save you from that, Sven. Maybe from the direct attack, sure. There's so much other damage that's also going to kill you off. Sven now also has a full Satanic.
I'm not sure why. I think they wanted to, like, force the BKB use from Sven or something, and that would completely disable the push, right? If you force him to use BKB, that's the end of it. But
they just burned 2 smokes.
They really should have just let him run away. Oh, did they keep the gem? Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's big. I forgot FN was the one who had Aegis and gem.
General's still waiting for like a hero to be picked off. They're looking to do that combo. Like, that's the reason why Bane was smoking up. Arstar was trying to look for a target, just a straight up Fiend script. But now Empire, they're running into the mid, so Denny has got to feel pretty damn safe here. But Havos jumps in, Artstyle, there's a Nightmare, protects Denny for the moment, and Snaker, he can't relocate Jack. He's silenced up, perfect control from Nofia. Spec comes back to fight Denny, still pretty damn low. It took a long time to kill him off, ends up being a 1-for-1 trade-off at the moment. Team Empire, what else is left? They still didn't use the BKB of this Sven. And here's the buyback coming out from the Earth Spirit. Bring him to the front lines. Nightmare over on Sven. Someone take that off him. He's still burning his God Strength time. You see how much damage he can do in just like 2 seconds. That tower goes down. The stun on R-Style of Vorce, no lasso. There goes your BKB. I was really worried about General's initiation then. But they take the melee ranks and now they just got to get out of here scot-free. General looks for the stun, a 3-man stun as well, but where's the follow-up? It's there, but it's not from Na'Vi, it's from Team Empire. They just completely cleave through the Nyx, they go for the Wisp, it's a double kill for Sven. They're about to make it a triple kill. If they kill off D-Ra here, then a good game, good night. D-Ra actually able to mana style himself away. Funnick's pretty low, but D-Ra, the stun just follows through. Aloha dance to the triple kill. This game, it's over. There's no way that Na'Vi can come back at it. Empire on the back of a huge Sven, some great initiation, and the heavy defense cost of the buybacks from Na'Vi. They take game number 2. And Empire, maybe it will be like our US finals and be a 3-0. It's not as clean, but Empire, they're definitely playing like the better team this series.
Yeah, Na'Vi definitely played better in this game, I would say, than they did last. They were essentially keeping themselves alive by hitting Empire over and over again with some of these pickoffs, but I really do ultimately